Yeah, it's been a while for the club to have an active first pick so early, number 5. On one hand, it's disappointing because it means you've finished low on the ladder, but at the same time, it gives us access to some pretty elite talent, and we're excited by that. The previous week, we were up in Sydney with the coaches. It's a good batch of midfielders, but there's also a couple of key position players that are worth considering at 5. It will be determined a little bit by who goes at 3 and 4. We're pretty confident we know who's going at 1 and 2. I don't think that's any secret that Rowell and Anderson will go at 1 and 2. But then at 5, we'll just have to wait and see who goes at 3 and 4. We'll go into the national draft and we'll have 4 selections. Currently they're 5, 25, 32 and 44, but under the new rules where you can trade during the draft live and try to bring yourself forward or secure future picks, those numbers can always change. So if they stay as they are, we're pretty content with where they're at. That means that we'll have 4 picks and be out by 45. But you just don't know. I mean, things will bob up on the night. We know a few clubs are looking at doing things on the night. They're not prepared to do them prior to the draft. So we'll just have to be thinking on our feet a little bit there, but we will have worked through those scenarios. Simon Dalrymple is the national recruiting manager, so his primary responsibility is making sure that our talent list is condensed as the season goes on, working with our scouts around Australia on a weekly basis. Chris Kane is our senior data analyst, so he's the guy that crunches all the numbers that come in on GPS and fitness data, etc., and looks at comparisons with years gone by. Ross Monaghan is our futures coordinator, so he's been helping Simon with a lot of interviews, recording the interviews, character references, etc., on the players to just make sure that they scrub up well in those areas. We were able to address some needs during the trade scenarios and free agency to target some players to help with the depth of our list in certain areas. Louis Taylor helps us with that outside run, high half forward wing type player, and then Caden Brand coming in as a defender that can give Ramps and Alir and those boys down there a chop out. He's a big unit, about 197, good kick, can mark the ball, so he'll be helpful. And then Sammy Gray, who arrived late. We just thought he was too good a player to go past. He can play midfield, forward. He's played really good football for Port Adelaide, so to be able to get him, in essence, for nothing as a delisted free agent, we're really happy with that. So we think that complements the list. The list is quite young, and we've lost, of course, those 4 senior players last year in Reg, Nick Smith, Kieran Jack, and Jared McVeigh. So to have those other players coming in, that Sammy's played almost 100 games, Louis over 100, and Caden around the 50. It gives you some experience around the place as well, and they're all, in terms of our demographics, middle age, sort of from that age group of about 23 through to about 26.